I literally came from a farm, Nicole. I was on a farm with horses.
I love that. You know, I think guys from farms are the best.
We appreciate what short form has done for our ability to market ourselves, but it has tainted a little bit of the creative process.
You know, there are people that are looking at you and they're like, I want to be like Matt Steffanina.
You dance for like 2 minutes, you're like, I need a break. But you could 1, 2, 3, put your hands up. You could do that all night.
I ain't trying to get between you. I'm just trying to get between you.
Matt Steffanina, one of the biggest dancers in the world, 13 million YouTube subscribers.
Yeah.
And winner of Amazing Race.
There you go.
And
oh shoot, there's more.
And also a DJ out there headlining. I mean, you're doing the most.
I feel like I'm doing the most. I haven't seen you in a while.
I know.
We've both been doing the most.
And yeah, we both been
doing
the most.
You got this place now coming up. Okay.
Coming up from Clubhouse.
Come on, Clubhouse. Now you got a real house. Look at this place.
Now I got a real house. What else did you learn from moving to LA? Like when you got here, was it a culture shock? Like, was it weird, you know, entering rooms where like, you know, everyone's trying to figure out like who's who and how can this person help me and like be very transactional, or was that not your experience?
No, it's terrifying. It's absolutely one of the first things I did when I walked into LA was I went to an agency audition, you know, because you can't book jobs before social media. You couldn't book a job unless you had an agent. So you go to the agency audition, and it's like 500 of the most beautiful people you've ever seen in your life. Like the guys are like straight out of Magic Mike. The girls all look like J-Lo. Like it's insane, and they're all good. Like the choreographer's like 1 and 2, and everyone's like zoom, zoom, tap, like robots, like machines. And they're like, okay, we're looking for like 5 people out of the 500 to add to our agency roster. And it just really hits you of how much talent is in this world and how much competition, you know. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna figure this out. Like maybe I should just pack the car up and turn around. But you know, I always had the mentality of there's always a different way. And so I was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to outshine, again, these 500 people, but if I can bring something else to the table that they can't offer, the agency will want me. If they can make money off me, if they can use me in their work at the auditions, if they can book me on jobs, they're going to want to bring me on. So that's why I started building my social media. I was like, I'm going to be known as the guy that has the connections to the artist directly, and it doesn't need the agency, and then in turn, they'll want to have me around, and that's fortunately what happened.
What do people connect with about your work the most? Because I'm sure you get hit up all the time. I've been out with you where like people recognize you, or I can like see someone eyeing you. What do you think it is that people connect with the most? Because of course it's the dancing, you're fun, but there's something else.
I think it's a little bit of relatability. Not growing up as a dancer, not growing up in the industry, I think a lot of people can identify with, okay, most of us did not start whatever our passion is at 3 years old. Most of us didn't have the opportunity where our parents were like, you're going to be a gymnast, and just put us in with the best coach in the world and we know our path. Most of us bounce around to a million different things and then decide, oh, we got a degree in something we don't like, and oh, this job I thought I'd do forever, I quit. And you know, it's a very sort of non-traditional journey for a lot of us. And so I've been very vocal about that and being like, guys, I might stop dancing tomorrow. I might dance for the rest of my life. I have no idea. But whatever I do, I'm going to really commit 1,000% to. And, you know, when I choreograph, I don't choreograph for the best dancer in the world. I choreograph for myself. And so sometimes my choreography, my biggest videos I've ever done are beginner class routines to, you know, Jason Derulo Talk Dirty, or like some fun Fifth Harmony song. Like, you know, the really intricate stuff that I might be the most proud of, that I think is my best work, typically doesn't perform well. People don't identify with it as much. Wow. And then the things that I just sort of throw out because they're fun, people connect with, you know. And so I think when you're talking about people that love the choreography or want to come up and chat, it's more so like, I feel like I know this guy because I've been dancing with him and partying on YouTube for the last few years. It's that type of thing, instead of like, oh, he's the greatest dancer. It's more the relationship. It's more the connection.
Yeah, it's really crazy because you also blew up in like the Bollywood scene. You're not Indian?
No, but yeah, India is incredible. Have you been?
I haven't yet.
Amazing. Amazing people. They love dance and music on another level.
Yeah.
It's unreal. Like going over there, it's really a unique experience.
It's crazy because you're, you know, famous among them too. How did that happen?
I have no idea. It wasn't necessarily intentional. I think that there are certain cultures, like in America, if you go to someone's birthday party, there might be dancing, but it's not really ingrained in our culture. Music, yeah, movies, yeah, dancing a little bit. But when you go to India, when you go to the Philippines, when you go to Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, there's certain countries where, like, if you show up at a party, there's music and people are dancing, like 100% of the time, And that's just a cultural thing there. And I was one of the first people to teach dance online. And hip hop, like even when I started 15 years ago, you couldn't go to a dance studio and take hip hop class. Like that didn't exist, which is crazy now because it's like, but that's like saying like, oh, you want to listen to a song, you have to go buy the whole album on a CD because there's no streaming. Like, yeah, that was only 10 years ago that was how we lived, So in a way, like an entire generation that wanted to learn this dance that they were seeing their favorite artists do, but they didn't have a way to learn it, went onto YouTube, typed in how to dance hip hop. And there I was in my studio by myself being like, what's up, guys? Like, here we go. 5 and 6 and 7, 8, boom. That's how you do it. And people were like, yo,
Yeah.
And I think India just happens to be one of those countries that was really hungry for the information. And, so we made a connection and it's insane. Like you got to come sometime when I go there. It's so fun.
I know, we should go.
Yeah.
We should go as a group. Today's episode of Beyond is brought to you by MoonPay. MoonPay is your portal to Web3 where you can transact with peers globally and own your digital identity. MoonPay makes it fast and simple to jumpstart your Web3 journey. Quickly use your debit or credit card to buy and sell crypto and purchase digital collectibles. Visit moonpay.com to get started.
At the end of the day, I do a lot of different types of content. I still do long form, still do short form. YouTube is still the most powerful. Like long form content on YouTube, long form content in the form of a podcast, anything where people are here for you and not just because you connected to a trending sound or a trending topic or you're commenting on the Hollywood drama that's going on this week. Like, okay, your video got 10 million views. How many of those people are like, wow, I love this guy or girl because of what they do? No, they just watched your video because it trended and it got on the For You page, right? Which isn't bad. That's a great way to connect with people. But I think it's really important for anyone, whether it's creator or a brand, to then figure like, okay, while I have this momentum from this video, how do I actually build a relationship with these people instead of just numbers coming and going where I'm not really capturing that attention?
What do you think the most powerful thing is in terms of connecting with an audience? Because you've done it and you have tons of friends who are creators. I mean, Matt, I feel like you're friends with every creator. You're friends with a lot of them.
I've been on YouTube for a long time.
I know. I'm just saying, like, you've seen people come and go. You've seen the people who have stayed and built crazy followings. Like, aren't you friends with like Mr. Beast?
I've at some point I've met everyone, had a dinner, hung out.
Yeah.
I'm not close with Jimmy, but I've known him since before his channel blew up. Just from the YouTube events and watching kind of his progression and his work ethic. It's really cool when you see people do that because it's not very often. And there's a few reasons. One, people tend to burn out. Especially if you're not doing something that you're really passionate about. It's hard. I mean, I've gone through so many different evolutions of what my dance videos look like and my lifestyle and my content. And it's a constant, like every couple of years, checking in and being like, do I still love this? Is this still working? Do I want to keep doing this? What do I need to change if I'm going to connect with the new generation that doesn't think like the last generation that followed me? Like you have to constantly sort of be evolving as a person and checking in with yourself. And a lot of creators, burn out along the way, which is really understandable. But I think that the people that are able to do it at a high level and do it for a long time understand that they have to find something genuine. You can't, like Mr. Beast, from what I know of him, he loves pushing the envelope. And so you see his videos, like they change here and there, but what he's passionate about is doing things bigger than they've ever been done before, right? That's how it appears to us. And so when you click on one of his videos, it's going to be the craziest concept, the biggest thing you've ever seen. And that's what he's really captured, is this idea of like, what's going to happen next? But he talks a lot about how he studied YouTube, how he studied the psychology of a thumbnail, of a title, of every second of a video to get it to this well-oiled machine. And that's why he's as successful as he is. And then you have people that are just like, I love makeup and I do this certain type of look and I just teach people how to do it and people identify with it, right? Like it can be as complicated or as simple as you want to make it. The one thing that you need to do though is be authentic. You have to talk to your audience. You have to, you can't sort of just be like, I'm going to follow trends and you'll burn out. You see it with TikTokers. Like they come in, it's not that hard to get a viral video. Like if you try for a month or two, you will get a video that will go viral. Is it a video that you want to repeat for the next 10 years of your life? That's what you have to ask yourself.
Yeah,
you know?
no, great question. Today's episode of Beyond is brought to you by MoonPay. MoonPay is your portal to Web3 where you can transact with peers globally and own your digital identity. MoonPay makes it fast and simple to jumpstart your Web3 journey. Quickly use your debit or credit card to buy and sell crypto and purchase digital collectibles. Visit moonpay.com to get started.